In Venezuela, citizens continue to go to the polls in complete normality to elect municipal authorities and take part in the first public youth consultation. China issued a maximum alert for possible floods and geological disaster caused by heavy rains. And despite the claiming to have implemented tactical pauses in the Gaza Strip, Israeli occupation forces killed more than 50 civilians. Hello and welcome to From the South. I'm Alejandra Garcia from teleSUR Studios in Havana, Cuba. We begin with the news. In Venezuela, citizens continue to go to the polls in complete normality to elect municipal authorities and participate in the first public youth consultation. Over 21 million people are called to vote in Sunday's elections, and polling stations open at 6 a.m. for the 33rd election in the last 26 years. Venezuelans participate in two different elections, one to choose 335 mayors and over 2,400 local councillors. The other, Venezuelan youth decide for the first time in a direct consultation on more than 5,000 projects for their communities. Both electoral processes develop peacefully with a high turnout. And on early afternoon, Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro exercised its right to vote, accompanied by First Combatant Cilia Flores and authorities of the national government. The head of state did so at a voting center in Caracas on a community with over 7,500 registered voters. From the location, Maduro highlighted the importance of the electoral processes and reiterated the Bolivarian Revolution's commitment to democracy in the country. And as Venezuelan citizens head to the polls on Sunday, we go now to our correspondent, Bruno Falsi, who is in La Guaira state with more details on how the election day is unfolding in the state. Let's see. Hello, Bruno. What can you share with us?
Hello, we are still here in the school Republic of Panama in the city of La Guaira in Venezuela, where in this important day is happening two elections at the same time. The first one is the mayor's election, the municipal election, where they're gonna elect 335 mayors and 2,471 councillors. As you can see, everything is happening smoothly. People are voting. They put their votes in this table, and then as this lady is going to vote in the electronic machine. It's very fast, very practical, and very secure in this secret election where the vote is secret. No one knows who they gonna vote. After she votes, she gonna put their vote in this box to vote two times to be sure that her vote is gonna be respected. As you can see, she's gonna do this exactly now. And it's an important election for the young people where they're gonna vote for their project in more than 5,338 communes. After that, she signed the paper with her document to not repeat the vote. The people here vote only one time, and this is ensured by the signature in this list. As I was saying, the other votation that is very important in the historical process that make this process historical is the first popular consultation for the young people, for the youth, where they're gonna elect they're gonna vote for more than 37,000 projects in all the country, in their communities. In Venezuela, they have an experience of democracy, participative democracy, and the popular power, where the people in their neighborhoods exert their power direct. In this votation, they're going to choose between 7 projects, each one of these 5,000 communes. And they're going to choose 2 of these projects to be financed by the state. In total, in this election, the municipal election, the Chavist and opposition are making a new fight for the power, a peaceful fight, where everything passing completely peacefully between the 13 parties from the government and the 23 parties from the opposition. In all day, people have come, a lot of people have come here to vote with a high participation of the Venezuelan citizen, where here in Venezuela, the vote is not obligatory. And so keep following us, because the election is gonna go until the night, until the last elector is in the line, and we are going to follow them until these last minutes. Here, Bruno Falsi from Venezuela, and we go back now to the studio in La Habana.
Thank you, Bruno, for all the information from La Guaira State. We will keep in contact for sure throughout the day. And let's stay in topic. The Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro also reaffirmed the democratic nature of the people's election of their political leaders. Let's listen.
In Venezuela, the president is not appointed by the empire. The president is elected by the people, the sovereign, the ordinary man and woman.
In this context, the head of Venezuela's National Electoral Council, Emis Amoroso, also expressed their commitment with democracy and the strengthening of the country's institutions.
And these elections are an example for the whole world of a profoundly democratic process. And we have demonstrated that Venezuela wants peace, quiet, and the strengthening of our institutions.
And the Vice President of the National Electoral Council of Venezuela, Carlos Quintero, informed that 98% of the polling stations were installed throughout the national territory.
At this hour, we inform the country that we have already opened more than 98% of the polling stations nationwide. And this, as you point out, thanks to the commitment of more than 93,000 polling station members, the technical support of more than 65,000 electoral technicians that the National Electoral Council has deployed to support the entire electoral process, and the deployment of the entire Republic operation with more than 379,000 officials.
International observers are joining this democratic celebration. Their participation highlights Venezuela's commitment to transparency and democratic guarantees in its electoral processes. The National Electoral Council reports that at least 1,400 national and international observers will be deployed throughout the country to ensure the integrity of Venezuela's electoral system. And also in this context, the head of the Unified Command of the Bolivarian Revolution, Jorge Rodriguez, offered a press conference where he highlighted the efficiency and transparency of the Venezuelan electoral system.
53 political organizations are participating in today's electoral process. The stations opened as usual, as is the tradition as guaranteed by the National Electoral Council. They opened very early in the morning, in a process that, despite being complex, since there are many positions to be elected, runs very quickly, since Venezuela has the most efficient, fast and transparent electoral system in the world.
Furthermore, Rodriguez addressed the public youth consultation also underway, where the Venezuelan youth is called to vote for communal projects to develop.
And also, as a very important new element, because it is the first time in Venezuela's history that there are polling stations in all the voting centers, so that all voters and young people over 15 years old can go to the polling stations in all 15,731 voting centers and vote, choosing the youth project of their preference. There are more than 40,000 youth projects, with an average of between 5 and 8 projects in each of the voting centers.
And now we have a short break coming up, but first remember you can join us on TikTok at teleSUR English, where you'll find news in different formats, news updates and more. We'll be right back, stay with us. Welcome back to From the South. China issued a maximum alert for possible floods and geological disasters caused by heavy rains. A red alert for floods, the highest level of the warning system, was activated at the Beijing Hydrological Station due to an increase in the flow of the Kao River up to 3,000 cubic meters per second. Likewise, the Planning and Natural Resources Commission, together with the Municipal Meteorological Service, joined the measures due to the risk of landslides and earth movements. In this context, authorities recommended that people stay away from rivers, avoid unnecessary outings, and follow official instructions. In Turkey, forest fires in the northwest province of Bursa have forced the displacement of civilians. In this regard, local officials have reported the evacuation of the town of Karakidir, and was decided as the blazes spread to some 170 houses. Authorities unveiled the combustion had propagated rapidly due to the presence of vigorous winds. In this context, Bursa Governor's Office stated that 1,765 people have been evacuated, while more than 1,900 firefighters battled the flames. The affected were reportedly provided with food from shelter centers. In this scenario, the highway linking Bursa to the capital Ankara was closed as surrounding forest burned. In other information, in India, at least 6 people were killed and 27 injured after a stampede at a Hindu temple in the northwest of the country, triggered by rumors of an electric shock. The district police superintendent, Ramendra Singh, confirmed that 33 people were rescued. Authorities informed that police and rescue teams are operating in the area and the situation is being constantly monitored. India has recently experienced similar tragedies, including a stampede in June with 3 victims and another during the Kumbh Mela in January. At least 30 people were killed. In Luanda capital, Angolan Chief Superintendent of the National Police, Nestor Goubel, reported neither injured nor arrested in the new rally against rising fuel prices. The senior officer further highlighted the police had not repressed protesters despite the fact demonstrators were leaping into several actions of public disorder. In this regard, the authority argued that marchers had tried to deviate from the route set with the police previously. Overall, inflation of diesel price made skyrocket transport costs. Therefore, citizens have held protests to demand the government to lower prices for a 3rd consecutive Saturday. Russian air defense forces intercepted nearly 99 Ukrainian combat drones in the southwest of the country. The Russian Defense Ministry said the unmanned vehicles had been shot down in the Bryansk, Smolensk and Rostov regions. The entity further noted that other Ukrainian drones had been intercepted on the Crimean Peninsula and in Kursk. Likewise, authorities highlighted that territories bordering Ukraine regularly report bombings and drone raids by Kyiv forces, so people are forced to move to other areas in search of refuge. The Russian of Defense reported that approximately 1,200 Ukrainian soldiers were killed in the last 24 hours. Defense authorities said that one-third of these casualties were the result of operations by the Center Group, which improved its tactical positions and shot down the enemy in several localities located in the Republic of Donetsk. Additionally, the East, West, North, South and Dnieper groups neutralized approximately since February 25th, 2022, and since then Russia has been engaged in a special military operation in Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin stated that the objective of this operation is to protect the people of Donbass from genocide on the part of the Kyiv regime. And now we have a second show break coming up. Before we invite you to visit our Facebook page at teleSUR English, there you'll be able to watch our top stories, special live coverage and much more. Follow our page and activate the notification button to stay up to date on the world's most recent events. Fun show break, don't go away. Welcome back to From the South. Despite claiming to have implemented tactical pauses in the Gaza Strip, Israeli occupation forces killed more than 50 civilians. Despite the tactical pause intended to allow humanitarian aid to enter the territory, Palestinian authorities denounced the killing of civilians. They reported that 32 of those killed were waiting to receive humanitarian aid when they were killed by the Israeli army. 6 more people died from malnutrition in the last 24 hours, bringing the total number of starvation-related deaths to 133. Israel announced tactical pauses in fighting from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. local time in several areas of the Gaza Strip starting Sunday. Israeli occupation forces have killed nearly 60,000 Palestinians in attacks on civilian areas of the Gaza Strip since October 7, 2023. Health authorities reported that at least 88 people killed and 374 others injured by Zionist bombings in the last few hours. Authorities also found that 10,000 Palestinians have been missing since the start of the Israeli genocide, making it difficult to provide an exact figure for the number of dead. In the face of the international pressure, Tel Aviv announced a tactical pause to allow humanitarian aid to enter the Gaza Strip. In this context, Pope Leo XIV reiterated his call for an end to Israeli attacks on the Gaza Strip, where almost 60,000 Palestinians have been killed. The Holy Father urged negotiations for a peaceful future for all peoples, and Pope Leo also demanded the release of hostages and respect for international humanitarian law. And like this, we have come to the end of this news brief, but you can find these and many other stories on our website at telesurenglish.net and join us on social media. We are on Facebook, X, Instagram, Telegram and TikTok as well. For TeleSUR English, I'm Alejandra Garcia. Thank you for watching.